Greek island of Santorini is most well known for its stunning views, gorgeous white buildings, and incredible beaches. Something that doesn't come straight to mind, however, is the overwhelming powerful volcano in the center of the island's caldera. So powerful that it at one time produced the world's seventh largest and most powerful eruption. In the year 1610 BCE, the Santorini volcano produced 123 cubic kilometers of volcanic ash and particles, known as tephra. This eruption was devastating, killing tens of thousands and causing tsunami waves to be sent out into the surrounding Mediterranean Sea. This eruption was even the causing factor of the current shape of the island and the caldera being formed in the middle. This ended the last great destructive eruptive cycle of this volcano. Cycles such as these last anywhere from 17,000 to 260,000 years long. Since leaving that cycle and entering the next, the most destructive eruption came in the year 726 BCE. Although still devastating, an eruption of this magnitude was thought to likely only be powerful enough to affect the structures at the bottom of the caldera rim. The destructive power would cause an evacuation of Santorini, and with new information that's come to light, the destructive power would not just end there. A recent scientific paper has determined that the power of the eruption that occurred in 726 BCE was approximately 24 times more powerful than was originally thought. This is disturbing because it forces us to reconsider the potential maximum strength of the volcano at this stage in its eruptive cycle. The calculations predict the bulk tephra to amass a total of 3.1 cubic kilometers. That's 23.84 times larger than any earlier forecasted amount. Along with the increased tephra, there is also a greatly increased risk of damage and collapse of buildings and structures on the island. With previous destructive power thought to be limited to the lower rim of the caldera, it is now understood that its maximum power, the entire island could suffer damage. Lastly, is the potential risk of tsunami waves and flooding. Based on the prior analysis, tsunamis would have been possible, but not incredibly likely. Any tsunami that occurred would not have been incredibly powerful and posed limited risk. Under the new calculations, tsunami flooding would not just affect the local region, but the whole of the eastern Mediterranean. With the increased potential power and increased perceived destructive capabilities, we must worry about caldera collapse. Should the Santorini caldera collapse, this is when the tsunami damage potential is at its highest. The collapse of the caldera causes increased magma production from the volcano, thus causing more turbulence in the surrounding waters and larger, more powerful waves to be sent out. This would be destructive for not only Santorini, but all of the surrounding Greek islands and beyond. The waves of the tsunami could change the structure of the entire eastern Mediterranean. The new reports dictating the recent discoveries increased potential destructive power of the Santorini volcano are at first glance incredibly worrying. The implication is that danger posed to those living not only on Santorini but on all of the Grecian islands is greater than previously thought. This is not entirely true. The true meaning behind this report is to indicate that the old scientific model is inaccurate. That means that we must update the evacuation zones and expected worst-case scenario in order to better prepare for any potential eruptions that may occur. This discovery is incredibly important, and by using the new information to update models projections, we can ensure less lives are lost in the future.